first things I'd love to talk about is stress. It's something you probably remember having ever since you were a kid, especially when life was chaotic or there's something scary happening at school. It is a part of our daily life as adults. It's handling and juggling responsibilities and trying to get everything done in the right time period, or trying not to forget everything you're supposed to remember. And so, what does stress management look like? How can you manage stress in a healthy way? And so the first thing I'd like to ask you is, what do you do when you are stressed? Like, what is your immediate response? What do you go to help provide peace or to de-stress? Now, as you pinpoint what you do or where you go or how you respond, I'd like to ask what triggers your stress. And then I'd like for us to just ponder what are new things that I can introduce in my life in response to stressful situations. And the only way we can do that is if you're able to take a step back and ask yourself, when am I stressed? How do I feel when I'm stressed? And how do I respond to stress? So take a moment and ponder that. Now, if you're done pondering, or if you need more time, you can pause the video to think about those things. There are 3 activities I'd like to introduce for stress. One is a very simple activity. It's 3 deep breaths. It's where you inhale and exhale intentionally and very slowly, like this. Breathe in, exhale out. And if you do that 3 times, it has a natural calming effect on your body. And then you can take a step back and do as many breaths as you can or need to. So for some it's 3, for sometimes it needs to be more. But just giving your body the oxygen it needs and doing a natural physical activity that calms it down can be very helpful. Another helpful practice that I learned was when I was working on a ranch and I was with some farmers. And both the rancher and the farmer were laughing at me because I was super concerned about whether or not it was going to rain enough for the crops to grow. And they looked at me and they were like, "You city girl. You are in an area where you control the environment you live in with AC. If it's too hot, you turn the AC up. If it's too cold, you turn the AC down. You have fans. You can also layer. You're in an environment where you control everything. But when you're outside, you have to realize what you actually can control and what you can't." And so that's one perspective activity of, like, when I am stressed, take a step back and see, is this within my control? Or, oh wow, these are extenuating circumstances. I need to be present in them and push through and get through to the light at the other side of the tunnel. Another perspective activity that I was also taught working on a ranch and a farm was asking yourself the question, will this matter 50 years from now? Like, is whatever event that is happening or that I'm stressed about or frustrated about, will the circumstances or will the fruit of this matter 50 years from now? Like, when I am 50 years older, will I look back at this moment and talk about how important it was in my life, or is this something that is fleeting? Sometimes when we take a step back and think of the bigger picture, we're able to realize, oh wow, this may not be as big of a deal as it is. Or, maybe if you're in a circumstance where it's really bad, it may make it more overwhelming for you. The point of this practice is to take a step back and realize what you can control and what you can't control, and let it go. And with that practice is another physical practice of imagining everything that is stressing you out and, like, imagining it in your hands and holding on to it, and then physically letting it go. And this is just a way that our mind can work with our body in its physical practice of letting go and trying to be less burdened. I hope these are helpful for your day. Again, stress can be overwhelming, but sometimes if we take a step back or calm our body, it is not as bad as it seems to us in the beginning. And recognizing trigger responses and noticing how I've trained myself to respond to stress can help us incorporate new practices instead of the unhealthy ones we may be fostering unintentionally.